Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's look is going to be on this very spring appropriate glitter liner and coral lips. Now I really love the way it turned out, however I will say that the liner would definitely stand out more if I would have used little to no eyeshadow. The colors that I put on my lids are very similar in tone to the rose gold glitter liner, so I feel like it's not standing out quite as much as I would have liked it to, but it still looks great. So you can play around with that a little bit. So if you want to see how to achieve this look, then just keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Jumping right into the skin today, we're using the Nivea Men's Post-Shave Balm as my primer. I am seriously in love with this product, guys. If you haven't tried it, you have to try it. And please disregard my hair in this video. I just got out of the shower, so it's all frizzy. For foundation, I'm using the Milani lightest shade, their newest 2-in-1 Conceal and Perfect foundation, and I'm mixing that with the original L'Oreal True Match in the shade W3 to give me the perfect color and finish. I'm using my damp beauty blender to apply this, and this is the Real Techniques beauty blender that I've currently been experimenting with, and so far I really like it. It definitely is different than the original beauty blender, but it still applies really beautifully, and so I think it's totally worth saving money buying this one. Moving on to the brows, I'm using the Colourpop eyebrow pencils in the shade Dope Taupe and Bangin Brunette. I really do like these pencils, especially for the price point that they're at. They can be a little bit too creamy at times and be kind of tricky to apply, but other than that, for the price, they really are great pencils. And great pigmentation, which is really what we're going for. And the way that I've been liking to apply this is put Dope Taupe in the front of the brow. Obviously you want that area to be a little bit lighter, and then Bangin Brunette throughout the rest of the brow. Moving on to concealer, I'm mixing the Maybelline Fit Me and the Urban Decay Naked Skin. The Maybelline Fit Me definitely has a more of a salmon-y undertone, so it really hides my dark circles. And then the Urban Decay one is obviously quite a bit lighter, more for brightening, so I've really been liking pairing these two. And you guys know the drill. We're just going to put this underneath the eyes, in the center of the forehead, chin, and I've also been liking to put this kind of underneath my contour area to keep that really bright and clean, and just blend everything out with your beauty blender. To set everything in place, of course, I'm taking my IT Cosmetics Bye Pores Translucent Loose Powder and just going to kind of bake all the areas that we put any concealer with my beauty blender. I heard Kathleen Lights here on YouTube talking about how much she has been loving the pressed Bye Pores powder, and so I really want to try that one next. I'm getting kind of low on this one, so I may have to switch over. For some extra highlight, I'm taking the Sephora Radiant Luminizing Drops, and I believe my shade is Ultra Light. It's kind of the more champagne shade, and I seriously have been loving this product. It just gives such a beautiful kind of glow from within look. It doesn't look heavy on the skin or super glittery. I just think it's so beautiful. And I'm just patting that in with my finger because I think it applies it the best with kind of the warmth of the finger. And I like to put this on the high points of my cheeks, center of my nose, Cupid's bow, all that good stuff. Next for contour, I'm taking the Sephora bronzer in the shade Los Cabos, I want to say is what it's called. This is an oldie but a goodie. This was the first bronzer I ever purchased for myself. I talked about it in a favorites, and it's just such a beautiful product. Like, it's so creamy, so buttery, pigmented. It really is such a great affordable bronzer if you haven't tried this one. And I'm using more of a fluffy brush to apply this today because I wanted more of just like a bronzed look rather than a contour. And now I'm just dusting off any excess loose powder that was sitting on my skin, and I'm using the e.l.f. tapered highlight brush for this. And I always like to bring that loose powder up onto my eyelids and just set the area so it's nice and smooth when we go in with our eyeshadow. For the eyes, I'm starting with the Morphe 35W palette, and I'm taking this gorgeous peach shade. This is very similar to the Makeup Geek Romance blush. It has a peach base with like marbling of blush tones and golds. It's just super stunning. You could even use the Makeup Geek blush, to be honest, in place of this if you don't have this palette. And I'm just applying this with a fluffy blending brush into the crease, kind of messily. This is just going to be our transition shade. This next shade is actually a contour powder from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Java, and I use this as an eyeshadow all the time, but this is totally not necessary for this look. It hardly even showed up. I was just trying to build a few colors to give dimension. Now I'm grabbing my Anastasia Amrezy palette and taking the shade Caramel on a more dense Go Ahead brush. And I'm popping that mostly on the outer part of the eye. I am blending it in just slightly. It's a very warm caramely shade, and I do really like this shade for this look. Any warm caramely brown will do. You don't need this palette, but this is a very, very beautiful shade from this palette. And I am going to bring the shade down onto the lower lash line and kind of round out the outer part of the eye and blending that out. Not too much. You don't want it to be super harsh, but you also don't want it to be super smoky. Just giving a little bit of color down there. For the lid color, I'm taking these two pinky champagne shades from that same palette on a Sephora Pro shader brush, and I decided this just wasn't bright enough for me, so I ended up switching. I decided to use the Mary Luminizer by the Balm. I know you guys probably hate me because I keep using it, but it's just so beautiful. It just works for me. I can use it for so many things. And I'm so sorry, I will try to get some new shades. But this brought it up and made it more bright like I wanted it. So I brought it into the inner corner as well and brow bone for my all over highlight. Now for the star of the show, this is the gel liner by Colourpop in the shade Get Paid. It is a stunning metallic rose gold. I do love this color more than anything, but I kind of wish I had the pencil in this particular shade because these metallic ones in the pots are very chunky and very tricky to apply. The color, like I said, is beautiful once you get it on and get it to work, but the pencil would have worked so much better. So if you want one of these more metallic shades from Colourpop, I probably will recommend the pencil because these pots are a little chunky. So I'm just taking a really thin angled brush and doing a nice wing, and I'm not bringing this all the way in. I'm going about halfway with this. And I really was kind of disappointed in my wing today. It was a little bit more angled than I would have liked it. I wanted it to be a little bit more straight, but what do? You work with it. Now I'm just going to quickly throw on some mascara. This is the L'Oreal Carbon Black Telescopic, I believe. And we're just prepping our eyes for lashes because I felt like this look totally called for some really beautiful lashes. Now I am applying some false lashes, and these are the Andrea lashes. I do not know the number off the top of my head, but of course I'll have it listed down below for you guys. They are not too dramatic, but not too natural. They're just really like spiky, but full at the same time, if that makes any sense. But they're super beautiful and lightweight, and I thought they looked great with this look. Here I'm just putting on some black liner right there in the inner corners just to blend it all together so you can't see where the fake lashes end. And this is the NYX Jumbo Pencil in the shade Bronze, I want to say. I would have liked to use the rose gold in the waterline, but like I said, it's pretty chunky and was getting all over in my eyeball, so this is what I had to use. It still looks really great with the look. It was still metallic and beautiful. And for my lower lashes, I'm using the Clinique Lower Lash Mascara. Holy grail for me. It works great. For blush, I'm using the Sephora Ombre Obsession palette, and I do not know if this was limited edition. If it is, I am so terribly sorry, but I'm just taking these two light pink shades and mixing them for a nice pop of pink on the cheek, so any pink blush will work. If this isn't limited edition, it is a great palette. You get so many colors, they're very pigmented, and I believe it was fairly inexpensive. For my cheek highlight, I'm just taking that St. Mary Luminizer on a fan brush, and we're going to put that all over the face. When I think spring, I think glowy, so I definitely wanted to be very glowy and luminous today. For my lip color, I'm just quickly lining my lips with this pink lip liner from Ofra Cosmetics, just to give me a guidance for my bright pink lip. And the shade that I'm using is the Maybelline Shocking Coral lipstick. It is so beautiful, so creamy. I love these lipsticks from Maybelline. I think it's from their Color Sensational line, and they're very affordable. So that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!